Now, what we want to look at is on this distal row. So again, they are touching a metacarpal. You'll see this big hook right here on the bone. And so that is the hook of hamate. And so that tells you this bone right here is the hamate bone. So we're going to go ahead and mark that with an H. So there's our hamate. And what you also want to know is hamate's going to be medial. So this is on the inside right here. So if you find hamate and then you run up to the proximal row and just go to the opposite side all the way over here, this is going to be scaphoid. And so it's kind of a curve-shaped bone. So there's scaphoid and hamate. But this will actually give you your borders. So if you know a saying and what each word goes for, and you can find these two bones, you can find hamate with the hook and then scaphoid on the opposite row on the opposite side, the lateral side, you can just run through your saying and figure out which bones are what. So if you said, we went through R1 that we just went through, we had students, scaphoid, we just went through our next saying, like, which is going to be lunate, two, T right here, triquetrum or triquetral bone, and it's actually going to be this bone right here because our next little bone sits on top of it. And so P for party, there's pisiform. So students like to party, scaphoid, lunate, triquetral, pisiform. We already have H, our last one, so then we just fill this back in. Then they crawl home. So that saying is just going to be trapezium, trapezoid, capitate, and then that hamate with the hook right there. And so if you keep that in mind, these carpal bones end up not being too bad. We're also going to have metacarpals, which again, were just similar to metatarsals. And these are just going to be identified and numbered using Roman numerals going lateral to medial. So the thumb metacarpal will be metacarpal 1, and then the pinky metacarpal will be metacarpal 5. We also have phalanges on our hands, which can be the bones of our fingers. And so the thumb is called the pollex, and it's only going to have 2 phalanges, whereas the rest of the fingers have 3 phalanges. So the exact same setup that we saw in the foot. And so putting that all together, we're going to go ahead and make a line dividing the carpal bones from our metacarpals. So the thumb is 1, then it just runs to 5 for the pinky. And then we'll do another line separating the metacarpals from the phalanges. And so here's all the phalanges right here. So the thumb only has 2. The rest of the fingers have 3. They're just named after their orientation. Proximal, middle, and a distal, whereas the thumb's just going to have a proximal and a distal. And that will complete bones of chapter 6.